At a Gonstead seminar a couple years ago, and I've been to probably 40 or 50 Gonstead seminars now. In fact, I just forgot keeping track because I lived close to the clinic, so I would be at all of them. But here's what I heard, and I never forgot this. Alex Cox stood there behind the cervical chair and he said this. He goes, "You really want to get in trouble in practice? There's two things that just kill a chiropractor: debt and divorce." And I went, wow. Real, clear, honest truth. And he's right. And we're going to take a minute here and we're going to talk about debt. The typical American today pays 36% of their monthly income in interest alone. How can that be? You know why? Because if you own a house, you're paying 70, 80+% interest every month on your house payment, all by itself, let alone the car, credit cards, student loans, everything else. Debt is the killer of chiropractors today. Weak philosophy, weak technique, all of that, and then you pile on debt, it's unbelievable. I'm going to make a statement here and I want you to really observe what's happening. Chiropractic colleges, way back when, there were no student loans. A chiropractor graduated, okay, and they had no student loans. They paid cash for school. They worked in the summer and paid the $300 a term for school. When they graduated, okay, a household, say it was a couple that was married, only needed one car. There were no such things as credit cards. It didn't exist. Do you realize there was a time when if you used a credit card in a store, you were so embarrassed you hoped nobody would see you because it was a sign that you didn't have the money to pay? No student loans, no credit cards. People only had one car, which usually they just paid for or made just very few payments on. Okay? This was the way life was. Fast forward to now. Okay? I just saw the other day, it was the biggest I've ever seen in my consulting, $290,000 in just student loans. Wow. And what? All these other things that go along with it. Debt is the killer of chiropractors today. It is the silent, hidden, never talked about death blow to chiropractors and to chiropractic. And I am the only person I'm aware of in the entire chiropractic universe that has the solution for this. I've had over 20 consultants myself in 20 plus years. Okay? And during that time, nowhere ever did anybody ever ask me or teach anything about this, the single biggest thing looming over our heads. Okay? So I'm going to spend a couple minutes on this today, and I've got lots of information on this. I mean, everything on how to buy a car, all of our rules for home ownership, and on and on and on and on and on. But I'm just going to go over a couple of the biggies that I think will be valuable for you right now. Number one is this. I want you to understand that you have money flow, and it looks like this, and I want you to draw this for yourself. All the money you collect goes into the practice checking account. From the practice checking account, you're going to pay practice expenses and you're going to pay practice debts. All right? We also recommend that you automatically save into another account, some into this practice savings account to accumulate some reserve money on the side. You also will get paid out of this account. We recommend you get paid every week. And there's an entire science behind this we don't have time to talk about today. But you pay your tax and you get your paycheck, goes into your account every week. This is into your personal checking account. You will then have some personal expenses and possibly personal debt. We also recommend you're saving money automatically, okay, into this personal savings account. Then the rest is available for fun. So what do we have? Our savings is in order, our taxes are perfectly current, and our debt strategy is already engineered. What you are seeing here is one of the smartest things you'll ever witness in chiropractic. Understand this. Draw this for yourself. You have to understand the flow of money. If you want more money, you must understand and increase your ability to handle it. Every chiropractor says they want more money. Almost none have any idea how to handle it. They know how to spend it. They don't know how to handle it properly. And only the man, only the woman who knows how to handle money properly ever gets any in a significant amount. Only the person who knows how to really drive at super high speed is ever able really to drive at high speed. Okay? Same is true here. So understand this. We want our taxes paid perfectly every single week, state and federal. We have our automated savings every week. We have our debt and our expenses being handled. And of course, we have a certain amount of fun. But all of these things are prioritized properly. Okay? I have chiropractors calling me their taxes are behind. Okay, their payroll is messed up. It's a disaster. This is the thing I want to start with. Now, we're going to take a minute and talk about debt specifically and our rapid-fire debt elimination program. So here's how it works. Normally, people would pay a lot of money to learn what I'm going to share with you right now for free, and I'm glad to do it because I love it that you're watching this video, and I hope you're enjoying this as much as I'm enjoying making it. So here it is. This is what we do. If you can understand this next term, you can become rich. Ready? Small amounts weekly. Small amounts weekly. Small amounts weekly. Here's how it's done. Some of you have maybe seen other stuff on debt. There's people online, there's radio shows, there's some popular people out there. If I named their names, you would know who they were. Their stuff is garbage compared to what I'm going to show you right now. Because I understand your chiropractic situation, and this is really the only way it can be done and it can work. It looks like this. We're going to take and we're going to list debts from the smallest to the largest. $253 owed to somebody, $450 on this credit card, $1,720 toward this, $3,800 left on an equipment lease, $24,000 on an x-ray machine, small student loan at $26,000, next student loan at $72,000, next student loan, okay, mortgage, cars, everything. List every single debt in a list from smallest to largest. And let me show you the story. If you walk up to most people, walk up to a single mom who has 1 or 2 kids and ask her this. Hey, you got an extra 80 or 100 bucks every month that you could just give me? They would say, no, I wish I did. And then do this. Go find another one and ask them this. Hey, you got a buck on you I could borrow? They'll scrounge out $1. And the next day do this. Hey, you got 50 cents? They'll figure out how to give you 50 cents. Next day say, you got another $1 on you? Come up with $1. Next day, you got a couple bucks? And by the end of the month, they gave you 80 bucks. And didn't even miss it. What I just shared with you is this. Every person, including you, has this little bit of fluff money at any moment of any day. Okay? You got a little fluff money. You got 2, 3, 4, 5 bucks. It could be 500, 1,000, 10,000, or 100,000 bucks. Okay? But there's this little bit of fluff money. And that's the money we want to use to crush debt. Small amounts weekly. There's no money left at the end of the month. Any idea on debt like, oh, at the end of the month, take this extra money and pay toward a debt? There is no extra money at the end of the month. Ever. For anybody. Collecting 200,000 bucks a month, there's no extra money at the end of the month. It's all been allocated. Something's happened with it. That's the way it works. So what we have to do is siphon hose off the money very, very, very quickly as it happens. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to set up automatic payments on all debt. Get all the payments automated for the minimum payment. So number 1, we list the debts smallest to largest. Number 2, we're going to pay the minimum payment on all of them. And then number 3, on the smallest debt, you're going to go into your online bill pay And you're going to send another payment automated every week. Automated. So the monthly payment is going toward the debt, and then plus you've already set up another weekly payment, 10 bucks, 20 bucks, 50 bucks, or whatever it was. Okay? To start to eat that debt alive. It's always the smallest debt first. Don't ever talk about interest rates or this other stuff. It's the smallest debt first. Why? Because you want to get it out of the way so you can get at the monthly payment and use that monthly payment towards the next debt. Variation. I graduated from chiropractic college. I start paying $1,000 a month on my student loans. Okay? I paid for 8 years. How much have I paid in? I was paying $1,000 a month. I paid for 8 years. I've paid in how much? I've paid in $100,000. When I started, my student loan balance happened to be $128,000. So I started with $128,000. Over 8 years, I paid in $100,000. How much did I still owe on my student loans? $123,000. I paid in $100,000 and only $6,000-7,000 of it went toward interest, if even that. That's when I got furious and I went on a rampage to become a chiropractic money handling master. So here's what I did. I had the minimum payment of $1,000 and I took a business card right here. I flipped over to the back of it and I wrote this. I wrote, pay some now. And I stuck that, okay, on my computer keyboard. I just stuck it right in there, right between the buttons. I kind of stuck it right in there, okay? And right in front of my face every day it said, pay some now. And I went in and I made a payment every single day. I went in the morning and paid $100. Lunchtime, I paid I could pay another $20. Then, we collected okay today. Send them another $100. Next day, pretty thin. I can only send them $20. Next day, I think I can send $50. Next day, pretty good collections. I'll send in $1,000. I started in January. I had them completely paid to zero by August. In 8 months, I paid off $123,000, making, without even knowing it, what I now call the rapid fire debt elimination system. We simply call it here in my group the rapid fire. So I set up the rapid fire on my student loans and say goodbye. And you can rapid fire any debt. So as a minimum, we send the monthly payment plus another automated weekly payment. And if you really want to get rid of the debt fast, number 4, you send a payment every day for whatever amount you can, even if it's only $5. You'd be shocked how much momentum you will get. Okay? A couple of the rules on this that go into this all. Here, with what we teach with our money handling mastery for chiropractors, okay? Number 1, okay, we give money away. Gotta be giving away a little bit. Number 2, okay, you invest more money into yourself. All chiropractors should have a coach, for sure. Nobody got to the high levels anywhere without a coach. All right, that's just obvious. Third thing is this, we've got to be saving some money automatically. And then number 4, we've got the debt plan in place, just like you see. Now, a couple other things here. Number 1, the home can be a destroyer, cars, these other things, we have specific procedures for those. But very simple, no chiropractor should own a home if they still have student loans. Student loans paid off first, then, and only then, should a chiropractor consider buying a home. You're better off just renting a home. There's so many reasons for this, I could spend an hour on just talking about that alone. and how people have been brainwashed into thinking that buying a house is good. People who really know what's going on in the banking and in the whole home world realize it's one of the biggest ripoffs in the history of America, okay? I'm not saying to never own a home, but there are very certain criteria to buying a home, and most people don't know what they are, and that's why they get screwed badly, okay? Especially chiropractors, all right? So here it is. So in this particular video, remember, all your effort, all your technique, all your results causes people to pay you. When the money hits your hands, it must flow properly. Taxes are in order, all the payroll is in order, all the money strategies are all in perfect order, they're all organized perfectly. All the accounts, the online banking, the accounting, all of this stuff, then more money will come into the practice because you're ready. We have a debt strategy here. We use the rapid fire, as we call it here, and it's the minimum payment on everything. We single out the smallest debt. We automate another weekly payment. If you really want to rapid fire, you send a little payment every day with the tiniest bit of money that you have. Okay? And by handling money well and directing it with velocity, you'll be shocked at how more money will come into your practice. So, goals in order, treatment time improved, improving the PVA by learning what to say to get people to continue into the future. Then, of course, our smart money handling. I'm telling you right now, your practice will grow, your life will grow financially, your energy will change, even more people will want to come in and see you, and you'll be able to build an incredible chiropractic life. If you have any questions about this, or you want to visit with me personally about your situation, you're more than welcome to do that. Go ahead and click and do the little practice eval sheet for me to visit with you. I just want to get a little bit of information so I know what I'm dealing with, and I'm more than happy to visit with you specifically about exactly what it is you want to do with your practice, exactly what your situation is, and how we can take your practice to a level you probably didn't even know was possible. Once again, I hope you've enjoyed these videos as much as I've enjoyed making them, and I can't wait to visit with you, I can't wait to meet you, and I can't wait to see your practice explode.